If you could find yourself on this sign, then you are the 12 tribes of Israel. Negroes, Indians, Haitians on down. These are the names of the nations that have you in captivity. We're all brothers and sisters. These are our tribal names. Judah, Benjamin, Levi on down. I'm from the tribe of Levi myself. I'm just figuring out myself and I'm spreading the word. Because in order to get us from blacks, African Americans, Negroes to Judah, we must follow the Pentateuch to the best of our ability. And a lot of us have never heard of the Pentateuch, which is the first 5 books of your very Bible, the Torah, the Hebrew law. And I'm figuring this out and spreading the word. So if you can find yourself anywhere on this sign, then you are of God's chosen people. And the name of your Lord is Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. And the Lord left us with some laws that we must to abide by. And I'm bringing you with the laws that we should abide by, because the Lord parted us with these laws. Leviticus 18. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Israelite people and say to them, I, the Lord, am your God. You shall not copy the practices of the land of Egypt where you dwelt, or of the land of Canaan to which I am taking you. Nor shall you follow their laws. My rules alone shall you observe and faithfully follow my laws. I, the Lord, am your God. Leviticus 18:5. You shall keep my laws and my rules, by the pursuit of which man shall live. I am the Lord. None of you shall come near anyone of his own flesh to uncover nakedness. I am the Lord. Your father's nakedness, that is the nakedness of your mother, you shall not uncover. She is your mother. You shall not uncover her nakedness. Do not uncover the nakedness of your father's wife. It is the nakedness of your father. The nakedness of your sister, your father's daughter, or your mother's, whether born into the household or outside, do not uncover their nakedness. The nakedness of your son's daughter or of your daughter's daughter, do not uncover their nakedness, for their nakedness is yours. Leviticus 18:11. The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter, who has born into your father's household, she is your sister. Do not uncover her nakedness. Do not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister, she is your father's flesh. Do not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, she is your mother's flesh. Do not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother. Do not approach his wife. She is your aunt. Do not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. You shall not uncover her nakedness. Do not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. It is the nakedness of your brother. Do not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Nor shall you marry her son's or her daughter's daughter and uncover her nakedness. They are kindred. It is depravity. Do not marry a woman as a rival to her sister and uncover her nakedness in the other's lifetime. Do not come near a woman during her period of uncleanness to uncover her nakedness. Do not have carnal relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. Do not allow any of your offspring to be offered up to Molech, and do not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. Leviticus 18:22. Do not lie with the male as one lies with the woman. It is an abhorrence. Do not have carnal relations with any beast and defile yourself thereby. And let no woman lend herself to a beast to mate with it. It is perversion. Leviticus 18:24. Do not defile yourselves in any of those ways, for it is by such that the nations that I am casting out before you defiled themselves. Thus the land became defiled, and I called it to account for its iniquity. And the land spewed out its inhabitants. But you must keep my laws and my rules, and you must not do any of those abhorrent things, neither the citizen nor the stranger who resides among you. For all those abhorrent things were done by the people who were in the land before you, and the land became defiled. So let not the land spew you out for defiling it, as it spewed out the nation that came before you. All who do any of those abhorrent things, such persons shall be cut off from their people. You shall keep my charge not to engage in any of the abhorrent practices that were carried on before you, and you shall not defile yourselves through them. I, the Lord, am your God. Leviticus 19. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the whole Israelite community and say to them, You shall be holy, for I, the Lord, your God, am holy, meaning deserving deep respect. You shall each revere his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I, the Lord, am your God. Do not turn to idols or make molten gods for yourselves. I, the Lord, am your God. When you sacrifice an offering of well-being to the Lord, sacrifice it so that it may be accepted on your behalf. It shall be eaten on the day you sacrifice it, or on the day following. But what is left by the third day must be consumed in fire. If it should be eaten on the third day, it is an offensive thing. It will not be acceptable. And he who eats of it shall bear his guilt, for he has profaned what is sacred to the Lord. That person shall be cut off from his kin. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap all the way to the edges of your field, or gather the gleanings of your harvest. You shall not pick your vineyard bare, or gather the fallen fruit of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and the stranger. I, the Lord, am your God. Leviticus 19:11. You shall not steal. You shall not deal deceitfully or falsely with one another. You shall not swear falsely by my name, profaning the name of your God. I am the Lord. You shall not defraud your fellow. You shall not commit robbery. The wages of a laborer shall not remain with you until morning. You shall not insult the deaf, or place a stumbling block before the blind. You shall not fear your God. I am the Lord. You shall not render an unfair decision. Do not favor the poor, or show deference to the rich. Judge your kinsmen fairly. Do not deal basely with your countrymen. Do not profit by the blood of your fellow. I am the Lord. You shall not hate your kinsfolk in your heart. Reprove your kinsman, but incur no guilt because of him. You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against your countrymen. Love your fellow as yourself. I am the Lord. You shall observe my laws. You shall not let your cattle mate with a different kind. You shall not sow your field with two kinds of seed. You shall not put on cloth from a mixture of two kinds of material. If a man has carnal relations with a woman who is a slave and has been designated for another man, but has not been redeemed or given her freedom, there shall be an indemnity. They shall not, however, be put to death, since she has not been freed. Leviticus 19:21. But he must bring to the entrance of the tent of meeting, as his guilt offering to the Lord, a ram of guilt offering. With the ram of guilt offering, the priest shall make expiation for him before the Lord for the sin that he committed, and the sin that he committed will be forgiven him. When you enter the land and plant any tree for food, you shall regard its fruit as forbidden. 3 years it shall be forbidden. For 3 years it shall be forbidden for you not to be eaten. Leviticus 19:24. In the 4th year all its fruit shall be set aside for jubilation before the Lord, and only in the 5th year may you use its fruit, that its yield to you may be increased. I, the Lord, am your God. You shall not eat anything with its blood. You shall not practice divination or soothsaying. Leviticus 19:29. Do not degrade your daughter and make her a harlot, meaning prostitute, lest the land fall into harlotry and the land be filled with depravity. You shall keep my Sabbaths and venerate my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Leviticus 19:31. Do not turn to ghosts, and do not inquire of familiar spirits to be defiled by them. I, the Lord, am your God. You shall rise before the aged, and show deference to the old. You shall fear your God. I am the Lord. When a stranger resides with you in your land, you shall not wrong him. The Lord who resides with you shall be to you as one of your citizens. You shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I, the Lord, am your God. Leviticus 20:7. You shall sanctify yourselves and be holy, for I, the Lord, am your God. You shall faithfully observe my laws. I, the Lord, make you holy. If anyone insults his father or his mother, he shall be put to death. he has insulted his father and his mother, his blood guilt is upon him. If a man commits adultery with a married woman, committing adultery with another man's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall be put to death. If a man lies with his father's wife, it is the nakedness of his father that he has uncovered. The two shall be put to death. Their blood guilt is upon them. If a man lies with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall be put to death. They have committed incest. Their blood guilt is upon them. Leviticus 20:13. If a man lies with a male as one lies with a woman, the two of them have done an abhorrent thing. They shall be put to death. Their blood guilt is upon them. If a man marries a woman and her mother, it is depravity. Both he and they shall be put to the fire, that there be no depravity among you. If a man has carnal relations with a beast, he shall be put to death, and you shall kill the beast. If a woman approaches any beast to mate with it, you shall kill the woman and the beast. They shall be put to death. Their blood guilt is upon them. If a man marries his sister, the daughter of either his father or his mother, so that he sees her nakedness, and she sees his nakedness, it is a disgrace. They shall be excommunicated in the sight of their kinfolk. He has uncovered the nakedness of his sister, he shall bear his guilt. If a man lies with a woman in her infirmity and uncovers her nakedness, he has laid bare her flow, and she has exposed her blood flow. Both of them shall be cut off from among their people. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister or of your father's sister, for that is laying bare one's own flesh. They shall bear their guilt. If a man lies with his uncle's wife, it is his uncle's nakedness that he has uncovered. They shall bear their guilt. They shall die childless. Leviticus 20:21. If a man marries the wife of his brother, it is indecency. It is the nakedness of his brother that he has uncovered. They shall remain childless. Leviticus 20:22. You shall faithfully observe all my laws and all my regulations, lest the land in which I bring you to settle in spew you out. You shall not follow the practices of the nation that I am driving out before you. For it is because they did all these things that I abhorred them and said to you, you shall possess their land. For I will give it to you to possess, a land flowing with milk and honey. I, the Lord, am your God, who has set you apart from other peoples. So you shall set apart the clean beast from the unclean bird from the clean. You shall not draw abomination upon yourselves through beast or bird or anything with which the ground is alive, which I have set apart for you to treat as unclean. You shall be holy to me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and I have set you apart from other peoples to be mine. Leviticus 21:27. A man or a woman who has a ghost or a familiar spirit shall be put to death. They shall be pelted with stones, their blood guilt shall be upon them. And the Lord said, these was our laws, and these are the laws that we should abide by. These are the laws that we have to abide by. Deuteronomy 23:18. No Israelite woman shall be a court prostitute, nor shall any Israelite man be a court prostitute. You shall not bring the fee of a whore or the pay of a dog into the house of the Lord your God in fulfillment of any vow, for both are abhorrent to the Lord your God. The Lord said that. Exodus 22:17. You shall not tolerate a sorceress. Exodus 23:27. You shall not revile God, nor put a curse upon a chieftain among your people. You shall not put off the skimming of the first yield of your vats. You shall give me the firstborn among your sons. You shall do the same with your cattle and your flocks. 7 days it shall remain with its mother. On the 8th day you shall give it to me. You shall be holy people to me. You must not eat flesh torn by beasts in the field. You shall cast it to the dogs. And the Lord said these things. Exodus 23. You must not carry false rumors. You shall not join hands with the guilty to act as a malicious witness. And the Lord said these things. And the name of our Lord is Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. And that's Ifyu on this sign. That means Judah, Benjamin, Levi, on down are our tribal names. And on this side are our captive names. And if you look in your Pentateuch, those are your laws, statutes, and commandments that you must abide by to cross back over to where you belong, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And the name of our Lord is Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh.